Hello, hello, hello. How are you? My name is Heather with Quantum Healing Within. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, it's so wonderful to have you here. I wanted to come on and just do a little update about these crazy shifts that we're moving through. Maybe you feel it. I know I sure do. Before I dive into that, I wanted to let you know I have just added some quantum healing hypnosis sessions to my calendar. Now, I have not done these all year. I took a bit of a break from hypnosis sessions to work on other projects. I've been spending a lot of time in the Quantum Soul Portal. We do a lot of different sessions in there every month and just working on some other things and taking some time for myself because this year has been really energetically intense. I don't know if you guys are feeling that or if you're just moving through it with ease. I think that's fantastic if you are. But I've been going through just a lot of shifts and changes. All throughout the year. Well, I feel like really the last couple of years, but it's been more so this year than ever. So if you are interested, if you've been waiting on a hypnosis session, I know so many of you reach out to me and say, when are you bringing the hypnosis sessions back? And I wasn't sure that I was because I was being pulled in different directions, but I've got some time over the next couple of months and I've added some to my calendar. So I would love to work with you. I've updated my quantum healing hypnosis package to include new guided meditations and guided journeys to help you prepare for your session. So I really like to put a lot into my packages. It's not just you showing up for a session. You're going to get an updated guide that is going to give you all the details to help you prepare for your session, what to know about your session, what you might experience, how to set up your tech, all that good stuff. I also have created a couple of updated guided meditations, one to help you prepare for your session. It takes you on sort of a hypnosis journey so that you can sort of see how it feels, what you experience. This is great for those who are new to hypnosis and they're not sure what they might experience. And I've also created a new energy clearing guided journey to help you just go ahead and get some of those heavier energies off so that we're not having to work through so much of that during your session and we can get to the good stuff. So, if you're interested, I will leave my link to my calendar and my website below. So, if you want to go read more about the session, if it's your first time, you can do that. I would love to work with you. Um, and so, let's see, let's talk about the energies that we have just moved through because for me, they were extremely intense. And I know everybody feels energy differently. It's so interesting how, in my portal group, some of us are like, your hands are like going, oh my God, am I going to make it through this energy? And some people are like, oh, I'm fine. I'm feeling great. I'm like amazing. It's funny how sometimes some people are up really high. They're feeling energetic. They're feeling happy and everything's magical. And then sometimes it's like you're flat on the floor going, what is happening? I feel like there is a deep clearing that is happening right now. And it's not for everybody, not everyone needs it. It just depends on what you are here to do, what you have within you. But I feel like with all of the energies that have been coming in recently, so we had Lionsgate, we've had all of these retrogrades that have been happening, full moon's coming up, I think, I'm not sure when, so I'm not even going to say. But this has been a consistent amount of energy. And we're already aware that more and more light, more and more frequency is coming into the planet, and our bodies are having to adjust to it. And again, if you're holding a lot of density within, it's going to push all that to the surface. It's going to bring it up through emotions, more than likely through being triggered by someone else. It's being brought up so we can see it. You got to see it. You got to walk through it, move through it, feel through it to clear it. And that's sometimes the hardest part, isn't it? Because I have moved through some really heavy clearing this past weekend, and the pressure in your chest, it feels sometimes like so much anxiety. it's almost like your energy just feels a little, it's uncomfortable. But what I've gotten as I've tuned in with my team is a lot of us are going through deep integration work right now. We are clearing. And not only for yourself, that's the key. Sometimes you might think, well, I've done so much work on myself. Why am I still clearing? Well, you're not clearing just for yourself. You may be clearing for collective. If we look around at what's going on right now, there is a lot of energies being brought to the surface. A lot of people are looking around going, what is off with our world? It's always been there, but we're just now waking up to see it. And more people are starting to see the suppression, the control that is in our reality. And they're starting to rise up and say, we're not going to take this anymore. I'm seeing it sort of happen everywhere. And the thing about it is, it's like there has to be triggering events to make that happen. Something has to happen to get people to go, I'm not doing this anymore. So, as all of that energy is rising, there are many of us who volunteered to do this work who have said, I will help clear. I will help transmute that energy. And so sometimes we take on collective energies and frequencies to try to transmute them through the body. So if you're feeling like that, if you're feeling that anxiety flow in and you're like, what is happening? Is this mine? It may not be. The best thing that you can do, and what I've been finding, is grounding that energy down into Gaia. Get outside. I have been walking around so much outside with my bare feet and just asking the energy to leave, clearing the energy, working with my higher self, help me move this energy through my body, feeling it, acknowledging it, loving it, and transmuting it. Because a lot of times we will hold on to that energy. And when it feels intense, it's almost like you want to like kind of brace yourself and not let it out. It's like I'm holding this energy in, and that just makes it last longer until your system can purge and release it out on its own. So get outside. My guides have been saying, move your body a lot, because energy gets trapped in our physical body, especially around the shoulders, the lower back, the back space, the hips. We store a lot of heavy energy there, a lot of anxiety, a lot of pressure, a lot of weight we store in those areas. So move your body, even if it's in weird ways, because you can move the energy. And especially when you add intention. So you're working with your guide, you're like, all right, I'm going to flop around, I'm going to move my body. Help me to move this energy out, stretch the body. Somatic exercises, I think, are really becoming popular. I've heard a lot about that. I've not tried it, but I think that's a lot of interesting movement. And it can release trauma, it can release stored and stuck energies, and it can make you feel so much better. Also, taking a bath with some salt is very grounding. There are many ways that you can move the energy. Just don't allow it to sit within you and become like a weight. Move it, cry it out if you have to. That's one of, I think, the best ways. Now, a lot of people, they don't like to cry. I get it. But I have found that it is one of the best ways to move energy out of your body, a good cry. So if you're feeling that energy come up, don't press it back down. Bring it up and out of the body. But also what I'm seeing is there are big timeline shifts happening. And what I'm noticing over the last few months, is that many of us, not all, because we're all here for different reasons, but many of us are being moved into a different alignment. It's like our paths are being shifted a bit. So maybe you're noticing that in your life, things are changing, you're feeling different, you're being called to do different things. You might have people, places, or, things that are sort of shifting out of your life. And all of a sudden you're being drawn onto a new path. And this can be really challenging because we often, as a human, question, well, why is this happening to me? And what does it mean? And did I do something wrong? We go through those questions, and it's none of that actually. It's all just your soul realigning you with the next part of your journey. And sometimes that can look like a very sort of gradual shift, like you're just shifting and things are just changing and you're being realigned. But sometimes it's a major shift. It's like a quick leap. It's a, quantum jump. You hear people talk about that. I have a guided meditation about quantum jumping. And it's so funny because this has been happening to me. I feel like I have been massively jumping timelines, and I'm able to sort of experience it real time and go, oh my gosh, this is changing for me so quick. It's like I almost can't keep up. So I would warn a little bit against if you're doing too many quantum jumps, because your life can completely shift in a heartbeat if you jump too far ahead. It's like too much on the human soul. You're like, wait a minute, what happens? But I've been experiencing it, and I'm witnessing other people that are going through massive shifts in their life as well. People have been reaching out in my portal and just through email and expressing that they're going through things that it's challenging. It's challenging things that they're moving through. But as I observe and as I've gone through my own shifts and changes over the past few months, it's a realignment, but it's moving you onto a higher path. It's like we're shifting energetically, we're moving up dimensionally. You have to realize that as you move up dimensionally, as you move into the higher dimensional spaces, it is going to shift things in your reality because your reality is changing. It's like we think of New Earth, and a lot of people think they're just going to wake up and be there. And that could be true. I've heard all sorts of things with the different sessions that I've done over the last few years. Everybody's experience looks different. I think most people are thinking we're all going to have the same New Earth experience. We're all going to get there at the same time. We're all going to be dancing and partying. But what I've come to learn is that transition looks different for everybody depending on what your soul wants to experience. So you may have a completely different New Earth experience or transition than someone else may have. And that's all based on what your soul wants. But we're all looking to sort of get to this place of New Earth where life is magical and everything is different. But we have to move through these timelines to get there, right? We are moving, we're constantly shifting. It feels like we're linear, like we're living this linear life. It feels like our life is just moving very slowly. You may not notice any shifts or changes in your reality, but we're not doing that. We're always moving. Timelines are very fluid, and you have many lower timelines, you have many higher timelines, and depending on where your frequency is, where you're sort of tuned in energetically, that's what you're experiencing. So if you're doing a lot of work, and I do a lot of work, I've been doing a lot of work lately, just really moving through a lot of new frequencies and things. And as I do that, it's speeding up my frequency and it's moving me and aligning me with different parts of my path. And that's exciting, but yet it kind of moves and shifts you sometimes a little bit too much. It's a little dysregulating for the nervous system. So I don't know if you're feeling that too. If you are, just know that you're probably upgrading very quickly. Your frequency is changing and you're being realigned with the next part of your soul path, your soul mission, where you're meant to be in life, and to trust it. That's the biggest thing that I've been learning lately, is to let go of control, because I can try to control my reality and my experience. And um, I think it should be a certain way. And so I try to lock into that and say, no, I want to be here. This is where I'm supposed to be. And my soul, my higher self is going, we have to keep going this way because there's more and it's going to get bigger and better. But you have to let go. You have to release what is no longer in alignment and you have to move forward because there's something bigger and better unfolding over here. Let's go. So it can feel a little uncomfortable sometimes, but just know if you're going through this, if you're feeling the same, if you're looking around going, what is happening? I feel crazy. Crazy things are shifting in my reality and I don't know what to do with it. Just get in a state of flow. Work with your higher self, with source, bring that beautiful source light in to help hold you, to help anchor you, deep grounding with Gaia, making sure you're connected to the earth. You're not floating out there while all of this energy is coming in. And it's going to make everything a little more smooth on you. And just know that your soul has a plan. Your soul has a plan. You have a higher plan in place. Of course, we really kind of have many. There's always options, and our human always gets the free will choice. What do you want to experience? But you're presented with options and presented with pathways to take. But sometimes you have to be sort of aligned with those pathways, and energy has to be cleared so that new energy can come in. And then you can begin to move in alignment with the new trajectory that is opening up for you. So I feel like this portal was a big shift for many. I feel, and let me know if you guys are feeling this shift, if you are feeling discombobulated, if you're feeling a lot of energy moving through your body. I get it. It's calmed down a little bit. This weekend was intense, but I get a lot in my heart and it actually moves. I don't know if you guys feel it that way, but it moves heart down to the solar plexus, sometimes in the stomach, back up, and it just shifts until I move the energy out and work with it. And then I feel back in alignment with myself. So it's intense right now, but it is upgrading our system. Sometimes we ask for these upgrades. We're like, upgrade our DNA so I can be more connected with my star family and with more of who I am. But as we do that, it really can, again, be a little intense on our system if we're not careful. Sometimes some energy work can be a little too much. Like I think you can overdo it a little bit. So you have to sort of pace yourself, allow the things that you're working with to integrate and just be in more of a flow state. So after all of the intense energies, that is what I've been working on this week, is just being in a place of allowing and trusting, knowing my path is unfolding. It's so interesting that as I'm moving through this, I really have gotten this I don't want to say wild hair. I've just got it. I've gotten this excitement to do hypnosis sessions again. And as I tap in with my guides, they're saying this is bringing you back into an energy that you love, which is true. I adore these hypnosis sessions. I love them. And if you're still with me, I have a great one coming up. I'm scheduled to have a session with a beautiful soul named Santa. She has been on my channel multiple times. She has some great sessions. If I can remember after this, I will link one of her sessions below so you can listen to it. I adore connecting with her team. They just feel when they come through adorable. I'm sure they're not adorable in this sense, but maybe they are. And they're so fun. They always bring so much good information, and I love sharing it. So I'm excited. So look for that. That session may come out either on Friday of this week because we've got our session planned on Thursday, or it may be Monday. It just depends on when I can get it edited and out. But I'm super excited for that. And it's really got me excited to get back into these sessions a little bit and see what's coming through because so much is happening. And I think so many people are searching for answers. And we've all known that this time was going to get crazier and crazier as the structures of the old earth break down and dismantle and disintegrate. The chaos is going to rise. And so it's never been more important for us to stay in our center and balance, hold that energy. If you're doing that clearing work, I know it can feel intense, but know that it's so important right now and so needed, and that you are contributing in more ways than you can even understand. I see this so many times in sessions where the guides are like, you're a clearer. You have the ability to transmute energy through your physical vessel, and that's what you're doing. And then the client is like, you've got to be kidding. Like, where did I sign up for this? But they're like, that's your gift. That's what you do. And we're also, clearing past timelines, which are not past timelines. They're not past lifetimes. Everything's happening now. As we shift and change in this now moment, we're clearing across lifetimes and it's shifting everything. So it's almost like it's raising everything up in a higher frequency. The more that we let go, the more that we change here in this now moment, it really does have a ripple effect through all of your lifetimes, past, present, and future, because they all are happening in the now moment. They're not really past lives like we've been calling them for a long time, which is totally fine because it's easier to say that. It feels past, right? It's a different time period that feels like it came before this one, but really it's all happening now, right now. So big things are happening. Lots of energy is pouring in. It can be very intense, but know that it is all helping us to shift. It is bringing the darkness to the surface to be seen, which looks on the outside perspective. It looks like what is happening to our world and reality. And it almost puts you in a state of, oh my gosh, why is this happening? But trust, this is all part of a bigger plan. And it's going to look intense. And there's going to be figures out there who are here to trigger these events. They're here to make things really difficult because, as my team has told me from the beginning of my awakening, humans have to be shaken. I've heard that so many times. I've heard that so many times. They're like, we have to shake y'all because we get comfortable. We get comfortable in our lives and we're like, I don't want to wake up. I'm good. And honestly, after you wake up, you kind of go, maybe I was good before when I didn't know so much. But we have to kind of be shaken to get us to see past our comfortable lives or past where we are. I know my awakening was a huge shaking. I was shaken in all directions, but that shaking caused me to go within. It caused me to tune in with my heart. It caused me to begin to meditate, try to understand what was happening. Why is this happening? What is going on? And that led me to being able to connect and channel my guides and to start to hear everything is okay. This is what's happening to you. And then I established a channel with my team and they could communicate with me and help me to understand why this was happening and where I was going and what was coming next, which took me a little time to believe that that was even possible. But here we are. Here we are several years later, and they were right. So, we don't go through it easily. My life at the time, as probably some of you who also went through a massive shaking in your life, my life was fine. I was like, I'm good. I didn't see anything that needed change, but my soul was saying it's time to start this next part of your journey. And you can't start that journey while you're still in the old version of Heather. You have to move into this next version. And it was really uncomfortable and not fun. But that unfortunately is how we are because we we hold such strong beliefs and we hold on to this is how reality is and I'm not willing to see it different. So many people out there I feel like are stuck in this kind of belief system. You have such a programmed in belief system as to how this reality is. And you don't want to see it differently because you're comfortable where you are. And that comfort keeps you safe. And sometimes change or seeing things differently or realizing that maybe what you believed in wasn't really the truth. It's hard. It's really, really challenging and it kind of breaks you down and it makes you start questioning everything, which is good, but uncomfortable because then you say, well, if this is not true, if this was a lie, what else is a lie in my reality? And it kind of shakes your foundation. It shakes the truth of who you are or who you believe yourself to be. That's the thing going through an awakening is you realize, oh, wait a minute, I'm not exactly who I thought I was. I am something far more expansive and magnificent. And that's hard for the human mind, especially in this reality where um, you know, we tell each other we're less than and we're not worthy, and we beat each other down and we judge each other, and we do all of those things that keep us wanting to stay nice and comfortable in our box and in our own space. It's hard to change as a human. It's the safety factor, right? And the fear. So that's what's happening out there. I'm sure you guys know that. People are being shaken right now to their core. But if you watch, and of course, I wouldn't suggest you watch the news or anything, I kind of get things coming through TikTok that's like little bits of news. That's about all my system can take, but it keeps me aware of what's happening. And I am starting to see people step up, like people that you wouldn't think would step up and go, not standing for this anymore. And they're speaking out. How amazing is that? But they had to go through something really intense. Something had to be taken away. Something had to shift for them to go, no more of this, and step up to the plate and start speaking out. So I feel like that's happening to so many people. You're losing things, you're losing people, you're shifting out of jobs or out of roles, you're moving into new ones. There's a lot. It's like a I don't know. It's like we're all being moved into different positions right now, but it's all energetically in perfect alignment, even though it may feel uncomfortable. So, anyway, I just wanted to share those thoughts because I have a feeling that some of you may be experiencing that. If you're not, you are one of the ones holding the grounding force. And thank you for doing that because that is also as important as the shifting, as the changing, as the advancing. Everybody has different parts to play in this, and they are all equally as important as the next. And so just keep holding that energy and holding that frequency as more of this energy is brought to the surface so we can clear it out and become that bridge to help humanity begin to align with the new earth timeline. All right, everyone. Again, if you'd like to join me for a quantum healing hypnosis session, I think I only have 4 spots available. I may add 1 or 2 more. So be sure to keep your eyes peeled for that. You can go down in the description below and grab one of those spots. I will send you all the details and get you nice and prepared. And we will go on a fun journey, connect with your higher self, bring in some high vibe information to help you, to help the collective, and I'm looking forward to seeing you. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day, your week, and I'll talk to you in the next video.